Hi, first responders. We are live talking about documentation and what is needed for our first responder cruise in November. This is our 6th FAQ video in our series Getting You Ready to Cruise. And a lot of people ask me, do I really need a passport? And the answer is yes. We're talking about passports today because we still have time to apply without paying for expedited processing if we apply this month. I would say in the month of August. So if you don't have your passport yet, go ahead and go to the post office is the way I like to apply, because they're like a one-stop shopping. They'll take your picture, give you your paperwork, take your money. Otherwise, if you do a mail order passport application and say the picture's wrong, like if you got it taken at Walgreens and then it's not quite right, they just send the whole application back to you. And then by the time you get it redone and resent out, you might not have time anymore without paying for expedited. So I recommend the post office. Customs and Border Patrol will also allow you to do this type of cruise that leaves and returns to the same U.S. port without a passport if you have two things. Is what they want now. One is a verified ID, like a real ID driver's license where you've done identification verification. In Nevada, it has a star on it. So that would be an example of a verified photo ID. And your state certified birth certificate, an original with a raised seal. And in my opinion, by the time you go through the trouble of making sure you have both of those, you might as well just get a passport. It's $100, it lasts for 10 years. That's like $10 a year to be able to go wherever you want in the world by whatever means you want, including flying. Because you can cruise down to Aruba with just your real ID and your birth certificate, but you cannot fly home. So like a worst case scenario is you break your leg in Aruba or something, and you need to fly home, and you can't if you don't have a passport. You would have to obtain a U.S. passport before you could fly home. So even though it's such a slim chance, I just want everybody to be protected. You know, I do this stuff thinking about you and how you can be the most protected. So I do recommend a passport. I also recommend them for kids. And usually we go through a bunch more information about documentation for minors. But in this group, we don't have any kids traveling with us, as it would happen. So just make sure you have your own passports and you'll be good to go. Another thing that you do still have time to apply for is Global Entry or TSA PreCheck. So let's talk about the differences between those. You don't really need them. This is kind of optional information now. We're in bonus overtime, so I'll just tell you a little bit about these two programs. The first one is Global Entry, which is for people who fly domestically and travel internationally. You not only get expedited lines through TSA, security screening at airports, but you also get expedited screening at Customs and Immigration when you're coming back into the U.S. It doesn't help you getting into any other countries any faster. It helps you get back into the U.S. faster. And that's about $100. And the other thing you could get is just TSA PreCheck, which is only the airport security screening expedited, which is $85. So if you also travel internationally, you might as well just get Global Entry for $100, which comes with both things, the Customs and Immigration expedited clearance and the airport security screening clearance. And that takes about 4 to 6 weeks to process, so you could still apply if you want to before this cruise. It's really not necessary though if you're just doing this cruise. They've built this new terminal at the Fort Lauderdale Pier, Princess has, and it's super fast. Customs and Border Patrol is no longer requiring us to fill out those paper forms, so getting off the ship is really fast now. You're gonna like it if you haven't been through the new terminal at Fort Lauderdale. Both embarkation and debarkation are really fast. So I think that's it for today. I see a bunch of people are watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hi Darren, hi Jen. Let me know if you have any questions, and tune in again next week for some more information. I'll be here. Hope you will too. Bye.